Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are doing very well today. So today I wanted to do a get ready with me featuring some newer products that I brought into my collection. I purchased some things from Ulta during their points multiplier event that they had back a few months ago, I guess at this point. And then I also had like $253 off at Ulta. So I cashed that in about a week ago and I'm thrilled because I have all of it here with me and I really want to play around with some of those products. So I am going to be using some products that I may have used on camera and then some products that maybe I haven't, but I'm really looking forward to it and I'm hoping to create a pretty like stark and vampy eye using the Lunar Beauty Eternal Eclipse palette. If you have been following my channel at all, you probably know that I've pined after that palette for some time now. So let's go ahead and get started. I do want to choose a primer. So I think I want to pull this one in. This is the e.l.f. Mint Melt Cooling Face Primer. This is supposed to be like a dupe for the Milk Makeup Hydra Grip Primer. It looks green and it's it does have like a nice mint smell. So this one is pretty tacky, so I really have to press it into the skin. So we're gonna let that sit just a little bit. And the foundation that I'm going to use is the Oma by Sharon C Flawless Skin Perfecting Foundation. I do have the shade Fair Lady T2. This is available at Walmart. And I had to go to a very specific Walmart that's about 20 minutes or so away from me because the Walmart down the street from my house does not have it. So keep that in mind. And before I go in with that, I do want to use, I've been loving the NYX Bear With Me Prime Set and Refresh Spray. I mainly like this for priming the skin. And I'm drinking some coffee with my adorable Hocus Pocus mug. It's so cute. It says amuck, 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 and it's just so adorable. And I'm drinking like the Trader Joe's like autumn maple coffee or whatever, which is okay. But anyways, so this is a pretty full coverage foundation. So I just have like a little bit of like a pump here on the back of my hand. And I'm going to be using the Milani sponge, which I really like. I actually forgot about it. And then I looked in one of my drawers. I'm like, oh yeah, I have that Milani sponge. So let me use it. So I dropped it on the floor. And I have 5 pets for those of you who do not know. So I probably shouldn't use this, but I'm too lazy to get a new one, to wet a new one. So we're going to use this one and hope that it works out okay. But anyways, so I'm going in with this foundation and just kind of like dotting it all over my face. And I have pretty mixed feelings about the e.l.f. primer. So I'm hoping, since this is more of a full coverage foundation, that e.l.f. primer will do a really good job at gripping onto this one. All right, so I automatically do not like how this is sitting on my nose, but it does give pretty decent coverage, which is nice. So now I'm gonna go ahead and go into some concealer, and I am going to be using this one from Tarte. This is the Ultra Creamy Shape Tape concealer. I have the shade 22N Light Neutral. So fun fact, I did pick up the mini size from Tarte's website in this concealer and I've loved it. However, I have the shade 16N in the mini size, and I really do think that I needed something just a little bit darker, just a little bit. So I went ahead and picked up this shade in 22N. So I'm hopeful that this one will be better, a better match for me. But you guys, this concealer, I was wanting to use it nonstop, and that says a lot because you guys know how much makeup I have, you guys know how many concealers I have and so forth. And so the fact that I was wanting to gravitate towards this one all the time really says a lot. I just think it's a really, really nice formula. So now I really like and prefer to just kind of blend out my concealer. So I'm just using this brush that I got in an Ipsy bag a few months back. And I just like to blend everything out, make sure that I really have it blended out in the inner corners. All right, so now I do want to do a little bit of cream bronzer. Okay, so I did pick up this Say cream bronzer in the shade Light Bronze. This is a pretty forgiving formula. It's definitely a little bit lighter. You kind of have to build it up a little bit. Again, I have the shade Light Bronze. Of course, the packaging is very similar to that of like the Soul Body cream bronzer, the e.l.f. putty bronzers, if you will. And so this one, you just kind of have to build it up a bit, which I don't mind. I'd rather something be a little bit more forgiving, and I'd rather it be a little bit more easy to apply and not as intimidating than it be like really pigmented right off the bat. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply this, and hopefully you guys can see what this does to the skin. Which cream bronzers have you guys been loving? I just really have been loving cream products, as I'm sure most of you have, because it's been very trendy as of late. I've really been liking this one, and I'm still loving the Tarte cream bronzer. That one is amazing. And during the summer, I really enjoyed the Tower 28 Bronzino bronzer. That one is really nice as well. But which ones have you guys been loving? The e.l.f. one is pretty good. It's definitely not like a favorite, but it's still pretty good. I just think it takes a little bit of building and layering, and I just wish that they would make the components of their cream products a little bit bigger like this. Even the size of like their putty primers, I wish that they were that like wide in diameter, I guess. But this one from Say builds up nicely, but it isn't super pigmented, which can be a good thing or a bad thing. It just kind of depends on your personal preference, but I do like it. And this is my first product from the brand Say, which it's always nice to try a new brand. So now let's see. I think I just want to use a powder blush today. So I'm going to go ahead and set underneath my eyes first. I want to use my Essence Brighten Up Banana Powder. You guys, look at this large pan I have. Isn't that super exciting? Oh my gosh, I am just flying through this powder. I love it so much. I want to reach for it every single day. It's just, it is so good. And it's just so smoothing underneath the eyes. It's amazing. I highly recommend it if you've never tried it. And because it's Essence, it's obviously super affordable, which is nice. All right, and then to set the rest of my face, I've been liking this Shop Miss A AOA Studio Perfect Setting Powder. I have the shade Soft Light, I think. Yes, Soft Light. And this is pretty good. Of course, it's only like $1, which is super nice. The only issue is, of course, like you kind of have to buy this online. I think I actually picked mine up though in the Shop Miss A store. Ooh, that was a lot of powder. During the last week of July, my birthday is on August 3rd. And during the last week of July, my husband and I actually went to Dallas because we wanted to go to a few places and just kind of like explore a new city. And so we went to Dallas, and anyways, they have an actual brick and mortar Shop Miss A store, which was so fun. Oh my gosh, it was so much fun. I loved going. I want to say I was in there probably for like an hour. Like, it is so much fun, and there's so much to look at, which is nice because I feel like on the website, while it's not like it's like hard to peruse the website or anything, but it's just so much more fun in my opinion, like shopping in person. And so I had a whole lot of fun. I spent like over like $50, which that means like I got like probably like 50 individual items, which is just crazy to me. All right, so I think the skin overall is looking pretty good. Okay, now I want to go ahead and finish up the face. I feel like I look crazy in the camera, but whatever. So now I want to go ahead and put on some blush. I'm in like a really weird mood. I'm trying to like liven it up a little bit, but I'm struggling. All right, so I ordered the ColourPop mystery box whenever that came out, and I actually got one of the Super Shock Cheeks, and I have the shade Cheerio, which is this really nice kind of like wine maroon colored blush. It was part of the wine and only collection, and I've really been enjoying this formula. So whenever I placed my order to cash in like all of my Ulta points, I went ahead and purchased another Super Shock cheek, and I chose the shade Between the Sheets, which looks like a really beautiful like everyday kind of pinky color. So I think I want to go ahead and use this one today. I don't know how well it's going to match like the eye look that I'm envisioning, but I don't care. It's gonna be okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and just grab my brush and let's just apply this. I can never say that. The Super Shock cheeks are kind of weird. Like they're not a powder completely, but they're not like fully a cream. They're kind of like a hybrid between both, and they're definitely different. And I think that something to keep in mind is you really have to make sure that you have them like sealed shut, like completely, like really try to close the lid and like turn the lid shut, like make sure that it's shut, because you don't want it to dry down or to dry out, I'm sorry. That has happened to me in the past, and I was like super unimpressed, but I think it was my fault because I probably didn't have it sealed properly. So I'm trying to make it a point to definitely do that, even with my Super Shock shadows, of course. I don't know like how well like stuff is sitting on top. I don't know if it's the foundation or pairing that foundation with the primer. I'm not feeling, or it's not looking like rather, that my foundation is like sinking into my skin, which is always irritating. I'm not like in love with either of those products, like with either the Mint Melt Primer from e.l.f. and the Oma foundation, if I'm being honest. So it could be a number of things, but I do like that shade blush, I do. And I probably went overboard, but that's me. Okay, now let's apply some highlighter. So I did actually pick up a new highlighter to me. This is nothing new on the market itself, but this is from Fenty Beauty, and it's the Kilowatt Freestyle Highlighter Duo in the shade Lightning Dust and Fire Crystal. Oh my gosh, is this beautiful. It is so stunning. I love it. I think it is so, so beautiful. So I kind of like to start with like the creamier side first, which, is that a cream? I don't know. Do you have, if you have these like Kilowatt highlighter duos, let me know, is that a cream? Like I can't tell. It definitely swatches like one, but it does pick up like on a more fluffy brush, which makes me think it's a powder. Maybe it's like a hybrid, I don't know. But I kind of like to start off with that one, and then to intensify, I layer the powder side on top. I was lusting after this for a while, which is so strange. Like, this has been out for some time now. It's nothing new. I don't know why I was wanting it, but I purchased it at the same time when I purchased the Huda Beauty Naughty palette. So I purchased those two things together because my mom had like an amazing JCPenney or Sephora Inside JCPenney coupon. I couldn't pass it up. So I went ahead and cashed that in and picked up the Huda Beauty palette and that Fenty highlighter, and I'm in love. So now I'm gonna go ahead and do my brows off camera. I'm gonna apply some eyeshadow primer, and I will be right back. All right, so I went ahead and did my brows off camera. I did use my Urban Decay brow blade. I have the shade Neutral Nana, and I did apply my MAC Painterly Paint Pot as my eyeshadow primer. So I'm so excited. I'm gonna be going in with the Lunar Beauty Eternal Eclipse palette. This is such a stunning stunning palette. I have been wanting this one for quite some time now, and I really want to create a like sultry eye look, playing around with like some of the blues and the silvers. I cannot wait. It's kind of why I actually just wore like a black like t-shirt dress today, because I definitely wanted to make sure that I matched, like I didn't want to like clash, I guess. And I feel kind of plain, but you know what, that is okay. I am just super excited to play around with this eyeshadow palette today. So I'm gonna go ahead and get my blending brush all ready here. And let's see, I think I'm gonna go ahead and dip into the shade Sandstorm, which is this one right here. It's kind of like a neutrally brown color, because I'm definitely not sure like where this look is going to go, but I do want the option of kind of like having like that neutral look, I guess. Ooh, okay. I like applied that super messily right there in the inner corner, but that's okay. That is super, super pigmented for sure. I'm gonna go ahead and just apply on the other side. They blend beautifully though, for as pigmented as they are. Okay, now, gosh, I'm trying to figure out what I wanna do. Okay, so I think I wanna do, so I'm gonna go in with the shade Earthbender right here, and I'm going to deepen the outer crease with this one. And so I think I'm gonna do like a little bit of like a neutral like look on the top lid, and then underneath I'm gonna play with the blues. I'm pretty sure that's what I wanna do. Just because I'm not entirely sure how like this palette is going to perform, and I don't want to mess up my look or anything like that. I'm trying to find my brush. So again, dipping into that shade Earthbender, and I'm really going to tap off my brush. I have a feeling this is going to be pretty pigmented, and I'm just going to place this on the outer portion of my lid. I don't know where the heck I placed it at first. So I dipped in just like a little bit to get some more color payoff. Gosh, I feel like I can't see because of how the sun is coming in. So I feel like it's wanting to stick to where I first placed the shadow, which I didn't place it as well as I probably should, and that's my fault because I just couldn't really see too well where I was placing it, but it seems to blend out okay. So this is kind of like a brown but almost plum color, which is really pretty and definitely a little bit more unique than just a deep brown shade. All right, now I'm gonna go ahead and apply my NYX glitter primer. And this is really just to provide a tacky base for my metallic shade that I'm about to go in with, which I'm super excited about. And I just put that on the blank space on my eyelid where I have not put any shadow. Now I'm super, super excited because I'm gonna go in with the shade Meteor. This shade looks absolutely stunning. And so this was ultimately the shade that I wanted to play around with. I'm just picking it up with my finger. That is just how I like to apply my shimmer shades. And I'm just putting this basically right on top of where I put the glitter primer. This shade is stunning. Oh my gosh. Can you guys see how beautiful that is? I really hope that the camera is picking up how beautiful this shade is. OMG, so pretty. I'm dipping in a few times if I'm being honest. The shadows are a little bit drier than I anticipated, which isn't a bad thing because I mean they are performing well, but for some reason I pictured this quality to be very creamy and buttery, but they're not. They're a little bit drier, but at least they perform well because that is all that matters to me. So now I'm just kind of blending I'm just getting like that outer corner brush that I was using and just kind of like stamping over it to make sure that it's all nicely blended. I really, really like that. I think that is so pretty. Now for the fun part. Now I'm going to dip into the blue shade. I'm trying to find a good brush for this. I'll just use this one. And I'm gonna dip into the shade Deep Sea, which is this one right here. It's definitely a standout in the palette. And I'm going to press this or stamp this, if you will, underneath, or just like on the lower lash line, because you don't want to create any fallout. Oh my gosh, I wasn't even looking. Yeah, that got like super deep, like, oh my gosh. Very out of my comfort zone today. Ooh, okay. I feel like I need to blend this out. All right, so I'm gonna get a little, like a baby fluffy crease brush right here. And ooh, let's see. I guess I'm gonna go in with Sandstorm, which is the original like shade that I had in my crease, and just very lightly blend this out. Okay, I'm not in love. Maybe once I add some mascara, but I definitely feel like I need to clean up on this. Oh my God. I definitely think I need to clean up on this side. Clean up on aisle 4. Okay. Oh gosh. Okay, I'm just gonna put on some mascara and trust the process. Trust the process, and I'll be right back. All right, so I don't know if I love the look, but I will say mascara definitely helped. By the way, I did use my Ilia Limitless Lash Mascara. Really liking this one. But I think it looks okay. It's definitely out of my comfort zone. I don't think it looks awful. And then I did go in with the like silver shade adamantium, I guess, on the inner corner, and I do like how that looks. So hopefully I don't look too crazy. Now I do want to go ahead and apply some lip product because my lips are begging for one right now. I'm actually going to go in with a liquid lipstick. This one is from Believe Beauty. It's in the shade Charmed. And now I desperately want to spray my face, so spray and set my face, what have you. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and use my Milk Hydro Grip Set and Refresh Spray. This is pretty good. All right, so this is the completed look. What do you guys think? Overall, I do think that the Lunar Beauty palette is fairly nice. It was pretty easy to work with. I think the look is a little bit out of my comfort zone, but I don't hate it. I really don't. The Oma Beauty foundation, I definitely want to keep testing. I think it looks pretty good, but I will say it's not like sinking into the skin, which is something that I must have. And the Stay bronzer I do like, as well as the Tarte Ultra Creamy Shape Tape concealer. I do like that one. And the cream, or the blush, the Super Shock Cheek in Between the Sheets, I really like as well. This Believe Beauty liquid lipstick I think pairs really nicely with the eye look, so I'm super excited about that. And I think that's everything. Oh, also, I really have been enjoying this Fenty highlight. I think it does give a really beautiful glow to the skin. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you were able to maybe get ready with me, or I hope you were just kind of sitting back and relaxing, watching me try out all of these new makeup goodies. So I really would love if you would like this video, and also I would love for you to subscribe because I'm excited to continue to film and upload some more content for you guys. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will go ahead and see you in my next video. Bye!